Good morning, students. Well, in my previous Zoom lecture that I took, we reached at page 44, and we had read that Dr. Sadao had decided to uh, just ask the American prisoner of war to leave his house, right? He was prepared, he was mentally prepared to just shoo him away from his house because his presence at his house had been troublesome, right? So, dear children, we are to start our chapter today from page number 44, right? From page number 44, we are to start from this particular point, okay? So today we shall start from here. He had realized a good deal about giving the man a flashlight. Flashlight means torch. First, he was hesitating. Why? Because giving him a flashlight was almost putting him into danger, and to him himself also. How? But he had decided to give it to him. After all, it was a small one, his own, which is used at night when he was called. When he was called for any particular treatment or something like that. If someone is in trouble at night, then he was generally called by the patients, and he had to attend to his duty of the doctor, and then he used to carry that torch with him. If your Then further he guides him, if your food runs out before you catch a boat, he says, before you catch a boat, a Korean boat he had asked him to catch, no? So if your food runs out, means finishes, signal me 2 flashes at the same instant the sun drops over the horizon. When the sun drops over the horizon, at what time? Yes, it is dusk hour. Dusk hour, when the sun is about to set. Only at that time you are to flash the torch twice. Right? Do not signal in the darkness. Why? For it will be seen. Means the whole Japan was on high alert, and when if the flash of a torch is seen from an island where nobody lives, suddenly the doubt will be raised, and further he could be caught at the time. So this was the thing. So he asked him not to use the torch in the darkness. Then further says, if you are all right there, if you are all right but still there, signal me once. Signal me once through flash of torch. Okay? You will find fresh fish easy to catch there. But you must eat them raw. Why? Why he could not cook? Because a fire would be seen. If a fire is there, it would be seen. Maybe some smoke would also rise. It would also be seen. So he advised against it. Okay, the young man breathed. Right? Now, next one. Come to next page. Right? He was dressed now in the Japanese clothes which Sadao had given him. Sadao gave him his own Japanese dress. And at the last moment, Sadao wrapped a black cloth about his blonde head. Why? Why did he give him a black cloth? Because he was an American, and his blonde hair would be seen from very far off place even, and he could be recognized. So that's why he gave him a black cloth to tie over his head in order to conceal his blonde hair, right? Pink hair. Now, Sadao said. The young American, without a word, shook Sadao's hand very warmly. And then he walked quite well across the floor and down the step into the darkness of the garden. Once, twice, Sadao saw his light flash to find his way. Means he was having a torch and he was just switched it on, and he was just finding the way down to the seashore where the boat was tied. Okay, he waited until from the shore where there was one more flash, and then he closed the partition, the window, the door, and that night he slept. Naturally, he had gone. The next day he had to go to the general. You say the man escaped? The general said faintly. Faintly means with all weakness. He was weak. Why? He said, "Oh, you said the man escaped." He had been operated upon a week before. An emergency operation to which Sarao had been called in the night for 12 hours. For 12 hours, Sarao had not been sure the general would live even. Now, what happened? Let me tell you one thing. Just a week before, Dr. Sarao was called by the general. He was in pain again, right? Stomach pain. Actually, the problem was there that somewhere his gallbladder was involved. Now, this is gallbladder. Gallbladder, a part just under the, you can say, under the liver. This segment is gallbladder. Now, the general gallbladder was somewhere showing some fault, and it was having the problem, right? His gallbladder was involved, so he was called in the night to operate, right? Now, next. And emergency was there for 12 hours. Nowadays, the gallbladder operation is very simple. You just go to the doctor. He would just operate upon your gallbladder, would be taken out, and suddenly in just 1 day rest, after 1 day rest, a person can go home. It's so simple nowadays. But Sarao had not been able to ask about the assassins. Oh, sorry, one line was left. The gallbladder was much involved. Then the old man had begun to breathe deeply again and demand food. Means for 1 week, General Takima was in unconscious state after the operation, right? So now, after 1 week, he came into consciousness and he started taking food, and now Sadao was called, and then Sadao revealed, "Sir, that fellow, that American, he is gone." Oh my God. Then he reacted, "You say the man escaped? Oh my God, how it happened?" So this was a very well laid plan of Dr. Sadao. I'll tell you. Okay, first to complete the reading. Sadao had not been able to ask about the assassins. Why? Because General is not in a condition. General was not in a condition just to ask. So far as he knew, they had never come. The servants had returned, and Yumi had cleaned the guest room thoroughly and had burned sulfur in it to get the white man's smell out of it. Oh, everything was okay, right? And now all the servants also came back. Yumi burned the sulfur. It was the smell of blood and all sort of thing. You can say, as the smell comes from a patient's room, na? So in order to extract that smell, sulfur was burned in the room. Nobody said anything. Only the gardener was cross. The gardener was cross. What do you mean by cross here? Cross stand for angry. Why he was angry? Because he had got behind with his chrysanthemums. You know chrysanthemums? Chrysanthemums are flowers. Chrysanthemums are these red color flowers. These are called chrysanthemums. Okay? Now, these are the chrysanthemums. Now,